Hey there, everyone. I'm glad you're tuning in to this video. It's just really just a nice drop of what's going on as of late. A little recap that I mentioned before of basically the Clásico weekend, things that I've enjoyed, things that I got to participate in. Really, it kicked off on Friday night. My Peña and Madridismo USA were able to host all the Peñas that were coming into town for the Clásico. And it was an awesome event. It was awesome to participate. So thank you, Madridismo USA. If you are in the US and you want to be part of a peña and you just kind of wondering if there's a peña locally, for me, I just kind of recommend checking out Madridismo USA first and check out them on Instagram. I think there are some socials, and if I could find them, I'll put them down in the description down below. Another thing also, yeah, it was like the weekend, so they kind of hosted a little bit of the event so that they can kind of get the peñas to come together for that weekend. Saturday, obviously the game. There's a lot to talk about it, but I think it's already Wednesday, so I think the time has already passed. We already kind of moved on. A lot of positives, some negatives that could come out of that game. Obviously, coming out losing 3-0, to me that scoreline is very deceptive, but it is what it is. We still took the L, and we will just move on. What was awesome though, Sunday morning, I went to the event of Managing Madrid live podcast recording that they had at the location that my Peña meets throughout the season. And it was awesome seeing Keon and Matt, awesome be participating of the podcast. And then also at the end, it was pretty cool because they had like a little trivia, and I ended up winning actually a signed memorabilia by Ricardo Carvalho. And so that was actually pretty cool and pretty neat. And another thing too, it was just pretty neat to network, meet other Madridistas and that were local or that were visiting town. Pardon me. And yeah, it was just awesome. It was awesome to have conversations about Real Madrid, obviously, but other things too. It was just networking and just socializing. It was a pretty neat to have this kind of weekend to kind of get to meet new people and stuff. So it was really exciting. It was awesome. And once again, it was awesome to have Managing Madrid out here in Dallas and stuff, and having been part of that live recording. But to really kind of just wrap up the video, we'll talk a little bit of what's going on, of what we just kind of known a little bit about our team, what's going on with Real Madrid. So as of right now, we have a better understanding of what's going on with Adra Güler. I think they've now actually pinpointed that he has a meniscus tear. They are mentioning that Real Madrid and the medical staff are a little positive of the injury, in the sense that they're gonna give him a 2-month period of just seeing if it's gonna have a natural healing and it's not as severe, and not having to require surgery. But that kind of two-month period is gonna be where they're gonna be keeping a close eye on the kid and basically seeing his progress in his recovery. If it gets to a point where they're noticing that it might require surgery, then obviously that comes to that point. But what I'm seeing is that they're fairly positive that this won't necessarily mean that there will be surgery, because we always know when it's surgery, then the kid will be out for the majority of half the season. Another one that happened in the Clásico, we know, is Ferland Mendy. They have now just said that he will be out for about a month from a hamstring injury. It's just unfortunate, very unlucky for Ferland Mendy, as he's trying to kickstart. Every time he comes from injury, it just seems like he just, meets up with another injury, and it just stops his progression and form and stuff. And it's just another time that he's going to be out. So for sure now we know that the starting position is for Fran Garcia as of right now for the next month or so. We'll be keeping a close eye on that one. And then just yesterday, during one of the trainings that they had for the Juventus game, we're finding out that Rudiger felt some discomfort during training. I saw the clip of the video of the action. It just seemed unfortunate. He seemed like he was blocking a shot or a pass, but somehow the way the ball was being traveled made him, I don't know if he clipped himself and then he felt the discomfort. So it didn't look too serious, but you never know. Right now, as what they're saying is that he's still called up. He's still part of the lineup. It's just more doubtful if he's going to start or not, or going to get the full match or whatever. And that's really kind of up to date. Everything else, I think, I'm not going to talk about the saga that is continuing to always create something. And, the Spanish media and Twitter world and whatever it is, it's ongoing and no one knows. My prediction basically of what's going to happen in this Juventus game, I think it's fine tuning. What I want to see is up top is a Joselu and Vinny up top. I think this point, depending on this ongoing saga, if we don't have a 9, I think we have to have a 9. I think that's what the Clásico taught us, is that we just need a reference up top. Nothing wrong with Rodrigo and Vinny pairing, but I think it's not necessarily working as well. The only one that I think can do really well centrally is Rodrigo, because I think he's done that before. But having Vinny so central in that being up top, I think it's not working. We know his natural tendencies wanting to be out wide on the left. And I think we saw that a little bit in the Clásico when he started cooking Serginho-esque. But stuff like that, I think it would be nice to see Joselu start with Vinny, because I think that's what we need to start seeing. Obviously, because that's part of the system that Carlo Ancelotti is doing. It is that diamond formation, so more than likely on point of that diamond is going to be Jude Bellingham. But I think what I learned about the previous lineup is that we need a little bit of experience, a little bit of composure in the midfield. So I would expect to see one of the two, let it be Kroos or Modric, to start. There has to be a little bit of composure there. But depending on which one, obviously if Modric starts, more than likely Camavinga will be playing. If Toni Kroos starts, I think more than likely Fede Valverde. And then Tchouaméni has to start. Tchouaméni has to be there. There's no doubt about it. He's been probably the brightest throughout this preseason. He's been fairly consistent. Even in the Clásico, he was just dogging the midfield, and so it was awesome to see. Now with Rudiger in question, I think it's going to be an Alaba and Militao pairing with Fran Garcia on the left and Carvajal out on the right, because it's now basically close to the start of the season. Courtois will be between the sticks. Other than that, like I said, I think hopefully we come out with the win. That's the idea. But hopefully we take care of business in the first half. And then in the second half, obviously, you just now put players in just to kind of rest the main guys that you more than likely are going to expect to see August 12th, as Real Madrid will be away at Athletic Bilbao. So a tough match at the San Mamés. It tends to be a fairly good matches there. And hopefully, like I said, this fine-tuning now can help the squad and the team kind of kickstart the season and start off in the right tone. Other than that, I really don't have much, but I guess my prediction, if I were to put a score line, I hope we come off with like a 3-1 win. A 3-0 would be awesome, but I think a 3-1 would be okay. And then, like I said, I want to see what's really happening up top. I've been keeping a close eye with Joselu, and I want to see his contribution. Although he's a loanee, I think he's gonna be hungry to take that position. So we'll leave it as that. Thank you so much. Hey Papa, and yeah, we'll leave it as that. Thank you so much. Once again, I want to say thank you. I've had hold up, Papa, hold it. It's okay. I have 22 subscribers, and I just want to say to the 22 of you guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. And if you're watching this and you're not subscribed or anything, awesome. That's okay. Let me earn that. And but for the ones that have been part of the stream, liking the videos, commenting on them, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. But we'll leave it as that. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. In peace.